going to take my second quarter exam in Philippine history.
So Philippine history. Which books and biography? Also, which books are you reading?
Intro to Philippine history and Supremo.
Okay. First, let's go to Intro to Philippine history. Okay. So you look at the camera here. Okay. What happened with the Philippine economy at that time that the British tried to conquer us or occupy Manila? Okay, so the British team tried to occupy Manila. They succeeded for a time. But what happened to the Philippine economy during those periods?
It was the time. You mean English po? English. During that time, the Spanish and England was fighting, and England, knowing that Philippines is Spain's, they planned to attack Philippines and conquer it, so that Spain will have no Philippines. And soon, when the England had men, 1,000 men and 20 ships and 2 suppliers and a lot. They have a lot of men, and when they came to Manila Bay, the Spaniards and the Filipino soldiers were afraid, for the Spaniards were only 556 and the Filipino soldiers were only 67, so they were afraid and they didn't know what to do, so they surrendered, and the Manila surrendered to British, and because of what they surrendered, the England told them to pay 4 million pesos, and because of that, the Philippines sold their lands, and Spaniards, the galleon trade became so fast, and then so that money came to Spain because of the galleon trade, and then the Filipinos worked hard of their farms and so that they could just get Manila. They also sold their farms, sold their crops, and the Filipinos learned how to boat in near places like Taiwan and other places, and then they traded, and soon they paid the 4 million pesos, and because of that, the economy learned how to trade and that they could sell their farm, and they planted more so that they could trade. Then that's all.
Next. Now, they have succeeded for a short period of time, but then they left Manila, the British conquerors, in 1764. Okay? After that, the galleon trade was deeply affected. Okay? Now, what other business or businesses that came to life which helped the Philippine economy? Okay? So, ano pa yung mga ibang businesses na nag-sprang up noon other than galleon trade? Okay? After that, the English people or the English conquerors left us.
The Spaniards created schools and built hospitals, and they created schools around Philippines, and they created schools in the Philippines, and people started to learn. So Filipinos wrote books about schools, and then authors came out of the Philippines, and then Philippines had some people learned that writing can earn money, so uh, they so they so they wrote books, and then um, um,
What other businesses, Ayan, that sprang up after that the galleon trade was not successful? You know what businesses are, right?
Opo.
What other businesses was established during that time and have succeeded? Do you have an answer? Or none?
Not
Okay. So actually, it was the tobacco, the sugar, the tobacco monopoly, that those businesses were started after that. Okay, next. Can you please retell what you know about these people? First, Father Jose Burgos.
Father Jose Burgos came from Ilocos, and he was born on February 9. And when his father was a Spanish soldier, and his mother is a Spanish mestiza. So Father Burgos had Spanish blood, but his heart belonged to the Philippines. And when he was 10, he studied at Letran College, and he worked so hard that he got a scholarship in Santo Tomas. And he was only 35 when he was executed. He also learned. That's why he was accepted to be a priest, because he has Spanish blood in him. That time, Filipinos were not allowed with no Spanish blood to be priest. So, Father Jose Burgos, he wrote pamphlets that Filipinos had right to be friars, because it's the Philippines like that. So they had to be friars like that. And then he was a clergy that time. A clergy is a priest trainee, training to be priest, and soon he wrote books, anti-Spanish books and pamphlets. And because of what he wrote, frailes began saying that this Jose Burgos is a bad man. He has Spanish blood, but he keeps fighting for like that. And then bad words came to him, and but because of his writings led him to public eye, and he was known that Father Burgos is an anti-Spanish man like that. And soon because of that he just wrote more, and then he went into hirings because if other friars saw him, they will capture him and give him to the governor general and some other Spanish soldiers, and soon when it was 7 o'clock in I forgot what date, he was arrested, and he was to be executed by garrote, a sack in his head, and then will be pulled until he cannot breathe, and then he will die. And he was not the only one to be arrested and garroted that day. There was other 2 priests too. That was his friend. It was Father Zamora and Gomez, Father Gomez. They were close friends of him, and anti-Spanish too. And they were also executed that day. Soon, Rizal wrote a book to them named Gomburza, and then that's all.
Next. Marcelo H. Del Pilar.
Marcelo H. Del Pilar is a Bulaqueño. He studied in the Santo Tomas, and he was a man of nation. He was a half Rizal and half fighting. Because he has a talent of writing. So soon he wrote some books and pamphlets, and he has a lot of poems to save the Philippines. And not only that, last time he spent army. He led an army. While he was fighting, he was also writing, and it is said that his life was read by his diary, because he loves to write, and then he made his diary, and people read his diary and knew about his life, and he joined a league called La Solidaridad, and he was one of the great writers there, and he was known for his great writings, and he also joined Rizal's league, because Rizal made a league that wasn't known, not much known, because it was a league before he died. But when he died, the league vanished, and then that's all.
Okay. Can you discuss what is tobacco monopoly?
There is a lot of tobacco in Philippines. So there was one African who came to the Philippines and saw the tobacco, and soon when he saw the tobacco, he tested it, what the Philippines tried to do with it, and then he used tobacco, and then soon Filipinos would plant tobacco, and Spanish would take the tobacco to other places, and Filipinos would sell tobaccos to the Spanish so that the Spanish would buy it, and then that's all.
Okay. Next. Let's go to Supremo, okay? How was the Katipunan discovered?
There are
Retell the stories, please.
but there are it all started when wait. It all started when excuse me po. When women from other places in Bulacan, in Manila, they were saying that their husbands was like always out in the afternoon going with some papers and files, and then he was wearing some kind of mask called red, and there was red, and then he was going to some kind of secret society, and then another woman said yes, and then there's a lot of men that I heard that they are joining some kind of secret society, said another woman, and then another woman said that somebody approached me and told me if I wanted to join the secret society, said the woman, but I don't know what it is. And then some friars heard these women talking, but no one knows who's these women. Maybe some other people like that. And then soon, the friars saw the pamphlets and the newspapers of Kalayaan, and they were reading it, and they said there was a league anti-Spanish, other from La Solidaridad, that, and he didn't know what it was. And soon after that was recorded, that happening, and there were three versions of there were three versions. There were three versions of how the Katipunan was found. The Katipuneros had also other works. Had two works, the KKK and some other work to help their family. One is to help the Philippines, and one is to help their family. It's for these guys, so no one would know. Like their wife would say that my husband earns his salary from a secret society, like that, for these guys. And then so there was one man named Patino, Teodoro Patino, who works at a printing press shop, who was a Katipunero, and he was a prostige, a student of the manager, called Senor Lafon. And Senor Lafon favored Patino, while there was another Katipunero there named De La Cruz, and he was always hearing the praise of Senor Lafon to Patino, and soon he raised Patino's salary from 18 pesos to 20 pesos, and De La Cruz was jealous because he worked so hard. He's the always one who was working like that, was bringing the boxes in and out, and then he's the one who deals with the customers like that. But that Patino, he said that but that Patino only reads newspapers and learns and helps him with little things. And then why was his salary raised, and why was he getting more praise like that? And then he was jealous. And he was jealous. And so he wrote a poison pen letter to Lafon, an unknown letter. He said that Patino was joining a secret society. Senor Lafon, not knowing that both of them was in the Katipunan, talked to Patino but did not scold him, and said that and then Patino said that he did not know anything, and Senor Lafon knew that he was telling the truth. Soon, he went home early and closed the shop, and went back to the shop with police, and went to De La Cruz's desk and saw the papers of how to join the Katipunan, the signed blood like that. They saw that, and then soon they went to the house of the address in the papers of De La Cruz's desk, and Senor Lafon did that because he said that De La Cruz was suspicious like that. So, and he was saying that Patino joined the secret society, so that's why he went to his desk like that. And then they went to a house, and the women were afraid and told them yes, there was. And then soon the Katipuneros were captured. The second is that after the case, after Senor Lafon talking to Patino went home to his sister, and he told his sister how much he wanted revenge to De La Cruz for revealing him like that to his boss. And then his sister, working at an orphanage led by Father Gil, she told Father Gil what brought her, and then Patino also told something about secret society. So her sister was shocked to know that there was a secret society, and then she told Father Gil, and Father Gil captured, and soon the Patino was captured, and De La Cruz was captured, and some Katipuneros were captured. The third version is that Patino's wife went to the confessional and confessed that her husband joined a secret society. That her husband joined the secret society, not knowing that Father Gil was the one in the confessional. And Father Gil said that both of their sins will be forgiven if she brought Patino to the church. Not knowing, when she brought Patino to the church, the Father Gil captured Patino and forced him to tell where was the other Katipuneros, and then soon the Katipuneros were captured. That's all.
Next. Can you retell the story of the cry of Balintawak?
Okay, so um, um, it was that time when the Katipuneros were found and the Supremo and others were hiding, and they had hit on Balintawak, and 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 when they hit on Balintawak, they met a woman named Tandang Sora. Tandang Sora led the helped the Katipuneros to hide on her barn, and she fed them and took care of them, and she healed the wounded. On August 24, they had a meeting on Tandang Sora's barn. Supremo told them that at night of August 24, they will fight. This was their first fight, their first fight. So soon at night at 10 o'clock p.m. they went out of Tandansora's barn with bolos, daggers, spears, and swords, and with torches and their cedulas, and then outside at Tandansora's barn at Balintawak, Supremo said, mamatay sa laban, die in war, like that. And then let us fight for our country, like that. And then they said, long live Supremo. And then Supremo said, putulin ang mga sedula. And then they did, and threw their cedulas in the air and waved their swords, spears, and they also had red handkerchiefs, and then they waved it up in the air and had a revolution. But no one knew if it was in Pugat Lawing or in Balintawak. Is it August 23 or August 24? And then that's all.
Next. Okay, what different ways were the Filipino captives tortured or mistreated? You know, the different ways they were tortured or mistreated, right? Okay. After they were discovered, can you please cite and describe some?
When the Filipinos were captured, innocent men and Katipuneros were captured. They were taken in prisons, and the first treatment is that thousands and thousands of people will be stuck into one small room with no water. Others will die of suffocation, and others will die because they cannot move, and they were pinched and that they were tortured like that, and then with no air to breathe. And soon there was called the water treatment. The man is forced to drink water, to drink many water, so many, like all the time, and then he could not breathe, because if it was you would rest and then drink again, but it was tuloy and no rest, and he was so full, and then he couldn't breathe anymore, and then he died. And the other water treatment is that the man is given coffee and with poison, and then he will drink it and he will die. The second is that and the third is that the heel of men will be scraped off. The skin of the heel of men will be scraped off, and then they will be forced to walk on sand. And some will will be executed, hanged, and prisoned, and then that's all.
Okay, how do you feel about it?
I feel
What's your thoughts about it?
I feel very sad. If it was you, you didn't do anything. They were just innocent men, and it was no right to do it to them. They were just fighting for their country, and I think it hurts so much because to be stuck in a place with no air to breathe, you will die, or to drink water many times, and then you cannot breathe anymore, you will die. Also a heel, that's so much suffer. And then I feel very sad for them, and because they are just innocent men, and that's all.
Okay. Last question. Okay. After knowing the different stories how Katipunan were divided, okay, this means having the two, the Magdalo and Magdiwang. What do you think was the real problem that this thing happened?
There was no unity. Because on the whole Katipuneros, there is one Katipunan in this place, one, but in Cavite there is two. And then, so, I think the problem is that, people, when you are assigned to lead a place, you would lead it and do everything because you were assigned to, and there was, but to feel that there was another man who to lead with you. I think that other people would say that, why is there another man? I can do it by myself, like that. And then people will tend to find ugly things on the person or the team that they don't like. And soon, I think the problem is that they don't see that they are Katipuneros. They are unity, like that, and they need each other, like that, and then that's all.